If you know your son Wike, you already know by now that Wike likes attention. Wike craves attention. That is why he's always granting press interviews. He's always releasing press statements. He's always conducting Thanksgiving. It's the Thanksgiving part that is even funny because of course, I know that it's very good for us to give thanks. As Christians, we must always count our blessings, and give thanks to our Creator who made all of it happen. But Wike's Thanksgiving is just different in a way that, he uses this Thanksgiving to be able to speak freely, to be able to address the press, because he knows that the press will come. And it is usually at this, Thanksgiving ceremony that he conducts that he would have time to address any opposing views, antagonize his political enemies, and all of that. But anyway, this time around, Wike planned, to go to this community to give Thanksgiving. And the community traditional ruler, the Amayanabo of Abalama, King Dr. A.B. Big Tom Tom J.B., is saying that he does not want Wike. In fact, he's not inviting Wike and he does not want Wike to come to the community. But Wike is insisting to appear this weekend, I think today or tomorrow. In fact, it has been a tug of war and security agencies are already involved in the matter, envisaging that, in case, any insecurity or threats occur on this particular day. Before we delve right into the details of today's news, if this is your first time here, you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you doing? Please go ahead and subscribe, like the video. Also, leave your opinions in the comment section. It's very important to like this video. That way we're encouraged to put out more reliable and authentic news. Without further ado, guys, let's delve right into the details of today's news. The Amayanabo of Abalama King, Dr. A.B. Big Tom Tom J.P., has rejected a planned Thanksgiving service and civil reception in honor of Nyesom Wike, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, citing political tension and security concerns. In a letter addressed to the State's Police Commissioner, dated March 12, 2025, the monarch expressed shock at just learning about the events on Facebook, despite being the paramount ruler of Abanama. He recalled that in February 2025, Dr. B.A. Kelly, a known ally of Wike, had visited him with a letter dated January 17, 2025, notifying him of a personal Thanksgiving service. He wrote, "Hi, IHRH King Dr. A.B. Big Tom Tom J.P. Amanayabo 8 of Abalama community, on behalf of a council of the chiefs and members of Abalama, writes to inform you of a present state of affairs in Abalama. In view of above subjects, I became aware of upcoming events that would take place in our own community via Facebook on the 12th day of March 2025, where I am the paramount head and custodian of the people of Abalama, which I think is a slap on my face. To my greatest surprise, without my knowledge and consent, information is all over on social media, radio, and television concerning the event. Sometime in February 2025, I had a courtesy visit from the personal assistant and one other person who visited me in my palace and gave me a letter dated 17th January 2025, captioned, "Notification of my upcoming Thanksgiving service," written by Dr. D.A. Kelly, and I acknowledged the letter, waiting for his response till date. In that letter, he specifically stated that the event was for his personal Thanksgiving service with respect to the appointment given to him by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. While the recent political issues in the state were beginning to raise alarm, I drew his attention via a text message after I gave him several calls without response to the fact that the Thanksgiving service event be put on hold since the date is not yet fixed, considering the political tension in the state and security of my people. The monarch made it clear that the community had already decided against any political gathering due to the ongoing crisis in Rivers State, saying, "I and my council of chiefs also resolve that no political activities should be held in Abalama because of the ongoing political crisis in Rivers State, and I made a radio announcement to that effect." Expressing his frustration over the lack of communication from Kelly, who now serves as the Director General of a Border Communities Development Agency, BCDA, the monarch said the announcement noted, "While I'm sending you these messages because I called you and your PAs severally in order to inform you of the latest development, but no response. I'm very conscious of insecurity because of my old age and for the safety of my people." Declaring Abalama a non-partisan community, the king stated, I and my people disassociate ourselves from the said events because we are not aware of a recent update. I think I was deceived with the letter I received earlier from Dr. D.A. Kelly, not knowing it was a different event that is coming up. He urged the Commissioner of Police to take immediate action, warning that the organizers had no right to proceed without his approval. Abalama is an autonomous community with a king, and nobody has the right to organize such an event without my knowledge and the consent of my Council of Chiefs, he emphasized. You all, let's have your total opinions in the comments section below. What do you all think of this? Before we go, guys, let's take a look at some of the reactions we got online. The first comment is from Adewale Olalekan, who says, I laughed in Chinese language. Who is Commissioner of Police? Is Commissioner of Police superior than Wike? The others is from above. He cannot do anything. Wike is just the FCT minister and he only has authority over his own jurisdiction. He does not have any authority over Rivers State or any other state for that matter. He's only an FCT minister, pardon me. Just like, a governor from Ekiti State or a governor from Edo State does not have powers over Oyo State or Osun State. Each state has its own autonomy because he's from the federal and FCT minister. That does not mean that he has, dominance or that his authority, also erodes the authority of, local chiefs or more superior than the authority of the local chiefs. Ijiwon Johnson says, have you also written to the police to stop Ijo use? Foolishness is your name. Can't you keep quiet? Government is talking, you are talking. It's only you that can be stopped by government. Adebayo Christopher says he should do his Thanksgiving in Okoye land instead of causing war in another people's land. Valentine Isaac says, Fubara doesn't see what I see. Tell all boys to stay away from town and members of the community can all travel out because this is going to be the last straw that will break the camel's back. Any little hiccups at the venue could lead to the declaration of the state of emergency. Beware. Austin says, there is no one to blame, rather. I blame the president of the Nigerian government, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to be responsible for what is happening in Rivers State. Monkey fast is because tree near tree. Okay. How are you able to blame Tinubu? I don't think that Tinubu shouldn't even be meddling with the affairs of, states. Pardon me, with the affairs of political party, pardon me. Although once it sees that, the handshake is going beyond the elbow or things are escalating and, turning to, something that can, cause insecurity in the states because the state is also part of Nigeria, whether we like it or not, then it should intervene. Chigozie Ume says, Dear King, you have done what you're supposed to do under the circumstance. Just make sure you have the acknowledged copy of your letter to the Commissioner of Police in the state. He will be responsible for whatever happens afterwards if he fails to act on your letter. Ashiwe says, Dear King, you have no such rights, so everybody has to seek your permission before doing anything in your kingdom. Dear King, the Constitution does not give you such rights. Are you sure? For you to say that, I think that the traditional leader has a right. He has a right to, acknowledge events such as a political party event, because I cannot even call this a Thanksgiving anymore. It seems to be that, it's a political gathering, something, because that is how I don't think the venue that they want to use is a church. It's not as if he wants to give the Thanksgiving in church and then from there people will go their different ways, So I think that he has a right to be told, and he also has a right to accept any invitation and say, okay, come and do your event. Since it's a political event, and this is such a fragile time in Rivers State, a very delicate time at that, anything can spark violence. So he even has a right to cancel the event and say that it does not want anybody in his state, as long as he's not siding with anybody. But as soon as it begins to side with, the other person, Fubara, if he's in Fubara's camp, then, we already know that, there's a motive there because he's supporting Fubara. But if he's not on anybody's side and he's just after the welfare and the well-being of his people, then he has every right to say that don't come yet. This is such a fragile time because of what is going on in Rivers State. Can we postpone? You all, let's have your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Thank you very much for always listening and watching. I will see you all in my next video.